Hey everyone, so the purpose of this video is to talk about all the things that you need when you are expecting a baby. Since I just had a baby last September, I am aware of all the 101 things that people will tell you to buy, which a lot of them are really gimmicky things that you just don't need and you're going to waste your money on. And walking into some of the stores like Babies R Us, Walmart, Target are so overwhelming because there is so many different brands of all these different things that you need. And basically, anyway, these are just the essential things that you need to buy. So the most important thing for you to buy first off is a car seat. You need to have an infant seat. The ones that I would suggest are the ones that you can carry. You're going to need it to bring the baby home from the hospital, so make sure that if you have nothing else, you at least have a car seat. And make sure you also know how to use your car seat, because before you leave the hospital, they will make sure that you know how to get your baby into the car seat. So practice with a doll or your friend's baby or your cat or your dog or whatever, just practice. And then next you need a crib or a bassinet. Personally, I didn't use a crib until my daughter was 6 months old. I used a bassinet for the first 6 months, and she also slept with me. I was breastfeeding at the time, so it was a lot more convenient for me in the middle of the night just to feed her while I was laying down, and we could just fall back to sleep together. But a bassinet's also great for right beside your bed or in another room or whatever you like. Also remember that you need bedding. Don't think that you need a whole set of bedding, because basically all you need is a crib, the mattress, and then the bed sheet, because you don't need any of the bumper pads or anything like that, because at this point your baby's not going to be moving, so they're not going to be hitting their head. But if there is a chance that your baby does move or roll over, they could suffocate. So make sure that you do not put any bumper pads on your crib when your baby is first born. Sorry. The next thing is a baby swing. Not necessarily essential, you don't have to have it, but I would highly recommend it. It will help your baby go to sleep. If you're really tired and you're having a hard time walking around holding your baby if your baby's crying, a swing will be a lifesaver. And then next is diapers. You will be needing lots and lots of diapers, but don't go out and buy hundreds of newborn diapers because your baby won't be wearing them for very long. Buy a few packs of newborn diapers, but mostly size 1. They'll be in size 1 for a long time. My daughter was in size 1 diapers for like the first 4 months. And remember, you're going to go, usually will tell you between 8 to 12 diapers per day. I think I went through at least 12 diapers a day. So keep that in mind too. And you'll also be needing baby wipes and diaper cream and anything else that you think you might need. If you choose to move cloth diapers, then you'll need cloth diapers and everything that comes along with that. I'm not really very experienced with that, so I don't really know very much about that. And another thing that I would suggest you have is a really good diaper pail. Diaper Genie is the best diaper pail, in my opinion, because you just don't want those really smelly diapers hanging around. And it's great. Then the next thing you need is lots of blankets. Soft blankets, receiving blankets, just things to swaddle your baby in. Those swaddling bags and blankets that they have to wrap your baby in, they're great, but not for a newborn baby. My baby was 6 pounds 8 ounces when she was born, which I would say is about average. And she did not fit those swaddling blankets till she was about 2 months old. So don't worry about going out and buying hundreds of those. Receiving blankets work perfect as swaddling blankets. And the next thing is bottles and formula. Even if you are planning to exclusively breastfeed your child, make sure that you do have some bottles and formula when you bring your baby home. I had planned to exclusively breastfeed, but unfortunately the quantity and the quality of my milk was not enough to suffice for my daughter, so I did have to supplement with formula. Luckily, I did have bottles and I had formula in the house, so in the middle of the night I was able to give that to my daughter. But if I hadn't have, I don't know what I would have done. The next thing is a diaper bag. Make sure that you have a good diaper bag, and I'll do a video on what's in my diaper bag later. And then clothing. For clothing, you're going to need lots of sleepers, onesies, hats, the little mitts so they don't scratch their face, socks, basically just anything to keep your baby warm, unless you live in a really, really hot climate, I guess, and then that's a totally different story. But make sure that you have lots and lots of sleepers and onesies, because don't think that your baby will be wearing that all day long. Sometimes I would change my baby 10 times because spitting up, or you spilling something, or there's diaper cream, or the baby poops all the way up to its armpits. Like, you just never know. Now, the next thing is a nursing cushion. Whether you choose to breastfeed or not, they're really good to have because you can prop your baby up in it and lay your baby down to nap, or you can use it when you're holding your baby. Sometimes holding your baby, if you're not in a very comfortable chair, this will really help you out. And they also are fantastic if you're breastfeeding. And the next thing is a stroller. Not really a necessity from the very beginning because you probably aren't going to be leaving the house that much. And even if you are, your baby's probably going to be in its car seat. But a good stroller is good to have. So make sure you have, I would suggest having one that's got 3 wheels. That's what mine is. And then my car seat fit into it because it was a travel system, and that worked out really well when she was a small baby. Another thing is pacifiers. I don't recommend necessarily giving them to your baby right away if you're choosing to breastfeed because you can get nipple confusion and everything, but pacifiers are great for self-soothing. And next is burp cloths. Have lots and lots and lots and lots of burp cloths because you are going to get spit up on. Do not become attached to anything you wear because it will be covered in spit up by the end of the day. Then next is all of your bathing items. So a small tub, like you can use your sink, but I would recommend when your baby is very small to use like a little plastic tub. I was terrified to hurt my baby for the first few days, so that kind of gave me ease that I knew she was safe in there and I could keep an eye of her in the tub. And then you need your soap and your shampoo and a lotion and washcloths, nail scissors, aspirator, all of those things. And then for yourself, you will be needing nursing bras if you are choosing to nurse, tops that are able to unclip so you can nurse too, are really helpful, and nursing pads. Whether you choose to nurse or not, your milk is going to come in and you are going to leak. And it is really embarrassing to go out in public and have great big circles because you've leaked right through your shirt. So make sure you have good nursing pads. There's like hundreds of different kinds that you can get. I really like the ones that you can actually wash and then you can reuse them, because they're expensive to buy the disposable ones, and I think the ones that you wash are much better. And also, if you are choosing to breastfeed, I would choose probably to get a really, really good breast pump. Sometimes if you choose to leave your baby with somebody, which you need to do that, you need to have your own time. You need to have some sanity, some break from your baby. You know, as much as it will kill you at the very beginning, you need to do it. And having a breast pump is the best way to do that. You can build up your supply as well if you find that your supply is low, and it's just great. I had a breast pump and it was fantastic. Another thing I would suggest having is a thermometer, one that goes in the ear. Check your baby's temperature, as well as making sure that you have like a baby Tylenol and probably some gripe water if your baby is a little bit colicky. So that's just a suggestion. Again, those are not really necessities, but if it came up that you needed that and you didn't have it, then it would be kind of a pain. Another thing too, not necessarily a necessity, is a baby swing or a carrier. It's great if you have a baby that cries a lot or is like really attached to having you hold the baby all the time, because you can just put them in there and walk around and it's great. I have a baby sling and a baby carrier, which I will do a video about, because there's huge differences between both, but there's definitely advantages to both of them. And another thing you need is a baby monitor. I suggest, because you are a new parent, getting a baby monitor that has a screen. You can actually see mine over there. So you can see your baby, because you know everyone goes through that little stage where they're wondering about, oh my gosh, is my baby breathing? Well, this way you can see whether or not your baby is breathing. And you can see if they're rolling over, if they've woken up, or if they're just having like a little dream and that's why they're making noise. So you don't always have to get out of bed every time you hear a noise. And then the last thing I would suggest having is a baby book, because you're going to want to record all of those amazing things that your baby does, all of those new things that they're going to do, and it's just so exciting. You have to have a baby book. Okay, well that's about everything. And if anyone else has any questions about anything that I've talked about, put any comments below and I'll make a video. Thanks.